Kalapanch ki Jai Jai Sitaram. Dear devotees, as we are about to begin this evening's katha, I kindly ask you, let us stand please as we join in or commence in Arti glorifying Bhagavan Shri Ram, Sri Ram Charitramanas. For any reason you can't stand, stay seated as we join in Prabhu's Arti. Hari Om. Sajayang chavarte sanyuktam vahinayojitam maya deepam grahana devesha trailokya mirapaham deepanam pratigrihitam Arati Sri Ramayana Yagya Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi
Arati Shri Ramayana Yagya Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi
Arati Sri Ramayana Yagya
Arati Shri Kalita lalita syapigi
Kawat brahmadik muni narad Valmiki vigyan visharad
Kawat brahmadik muni narad Valmiki vigyan visharad
Sukh sankhati शेष अरुषारद
सुख सन का विशेष और शारद
परनि पवन सुत की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
संतत गामवत शंभु भवानी अर्घत शम भव मुनि विज्ञानी
संतत गावत शंभु भवानी अर्घत शम भव मुनि विज्ञानी
व्यास आदि कवि पुंग बखानी
व्यास आदि कवि पुंग बखानी
काकभूषण गरुड़ की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
चारभुवेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथ तनको रस
चारभुवेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथ तनको रस
तन मन धन सन तन की सर्वस
तन मन धन सन तन की सर्वस
सार अंश समत सबही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीके सुभग श्रृंगार मोती युवती की
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीके सुभग श्रृंगार मोती युवती की
और निरोग भव मोरी अम्मी के
निरोग भव मोरी अम्मी के बात मत सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी कीरति कलित ललित सियपी कीरति कलित ललित सियपी
ओ बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम
बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम
ओ बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो श्री राम 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 राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
और बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम
और बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम
बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम
और बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम बोलो सीता
राम जय जय राम
प्रेम से बोलिए अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय उमापति महादेव की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय. The word Jai means praise and victory. Devotees, be proud of what you have. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय. आदिशक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. संत महात्मा तुलसीदास जी महाराज की जय. सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय. साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय जय जय. सीताराम. आपकी आसन लीजिए. Kindly take your seat. This evening once more, on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome to one and all. Bhagwan Shankar reiterates punya punya milahina santa. Unless his mercy showered, good karmas accumulate from the past and the present life, it is difficult to be in such environments like this. Taking this into consideration, we consider ourselves highly blessed. So on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome on this occasion of the seventh and final night of the 7 nights of Ramayana Yagya hosted by the Mandir. A most cordial and special welcome again to all bhaktas and devotees who joined with us nationally, regionally and internationally through our Facebook page, streaming live by members of the Sant Nagar Hindu Youth Group from the Sant Nagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojo Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome. Tonight we say once more, I acknowledge the esteemed presence of Pundit Sanjeev, Officiated at the Veda, Pundit Uttam, who has been here with us through the whole week, Pundit Lalan himself, son of Pundit Ganesh, and tonight we are more blessed to have with us Pundit Veda from the Ramchitran Basu Mandir from Sant Nagar. You remember we went there, the Tirat. We were so nice, beautifully welcomed and treated there at that mandir. We had double sponsored by Ms. Arsham Prasad. Okay? There Nine Bhai coming from Belmont. He's Narad Muni. He's here, there, and everywhere. It's so good to see you. Members of the Kirtan Mandir, the Srotag, and Bhaktas and devotees, a most cordial welcome. Tonight is this final night of our 7 nights of Ramayana Yagya. And once more again, one thing does not wait on us, Mahakal. What is Mahakal? The time spirit. You could do what you want, you can't hold back that clock. You might hold back the hand in this clock, but the other clock will tick. And that is how life goes on. Hence why philosophers say, what you have to do tomorrow, do it today. And what you have to do today, do it now. Because you know not if tomorrow will come. Samayan avat barambar. Take advantage of the moments that God has blessed us with live devotees in this highest of bodies, the human body. Bare bhagya manusya tanupava. So we have had puja, we have had relevant and beautiful kirtan once more. We join in Bhagwan's Katha. But as customary, we say a special welcome tonight, my godchild and also members of that family coming in from Anuradhan family from Raghunanan Road and Enterprise. So far devotees, bhakti causes that. They are here with us tonight. So let us sit upright once more as we clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our head. And through the third eye, keep your focus on that lotus-like form of Shri Ram. Visualize the Lord possessing that dark hue complexion, matted here upon thy head, beautiful lotus-like eyes, long arms, broad shoulders, a broad chest. The Lord came as the model of the human species and would have put to shame millions of cupids or Kamdevs or gods of love. But again, of all the features of Prabhu, we rever most of all those lotus-like feet, although lovely, but yet mysterious. Why? We remind ourselves those feet have the holy river Ganga flowing on earth. It was really 1 foot in that was lifted to Brahmalok. That water from Brahma's Kamandalu now is on earth as Ganga. That foot of the Lord redeemed a hill cursed into a rock. Those feet Janak lived on the day of his wedding of Ram and Sita. Those feet Guha lived before the Lord was ferried across Ganga. Those feet Vibhishan contemplated upon. Thrown out from Lanka, he sought refuge and was accepted and saved. Prabhu, tonight we mentally bow on them, begging of you to bless us with your divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But Lord, we crave the greatest of boons that any human can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion or bhakti to thee. As we focus on those feet, we join in reverence to the various divinities, beginning with Sri Ganesh. Hari Om. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sri Saraswatiyai Namaha. Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante Param Pradhanam Purushanta Thaniye Veshwargate Karanam Ishwaram Va Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya Vinadhare Vepula Mangalatane Shile Bhaktarati Nashini Virane Chikhari Shafande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahi Vidya Pradayini Saraswati Naumi Nityam Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurue Namaha. Nilam Puja Shamal Komalangam Sita Samarpitvam Bhagam Panu Mahashayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanatam. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha. Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Sri Rama Nama Paranane. He Rama Purushottama Narahari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garurarvaja Gunani De Damodara Madhava. He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shripate Vaikuntadipate Characharpate Lakshmipate Pahimam. Om Namo Brahmaniya Devaya Gau Brahman Hitaya Cha O Jagadithaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Bhashmangarakaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhyaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Chama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swatha Namuastute. Om Katha Arambha Hotu Hai Suno Veer Hanuman. आई के आसन लीजिए सखा सहित भगवान. कपि रूपे कदा हस्ते सर्वराक्षस मर्दनम आवाहनं कर्म वीरं सर्वनोरथ सिद्धि प्रदम. मनुजवं मारुत तुल्य वेगं जितेन्द्रिय बुद्धिमातं वरिष्ठमं वतात्मजं वानर युक्त मुख्यं श्री रामदूतं श्री सानमामि. Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhar
Varno Raghuvar Himalaya Shah
O
Jodaya Palacha
O Buddha Hina Tanu O Sumira Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vedya Kumohi Har Bhukale Shanika Siya Pati Ramachandra Ki Jai Sharanam Nath Mama Sankat Haru Hari Ayodhyapati Ramachandra Ki Jai. We pay reverence once more to the Sri Ram Charitramanas Prabhu Ram through the medium of the Ramayana Sumiran. Look on the elders. You have youths from the temple who are out of the doorway handing out leaflets. One side is the Arti, the other side is the Sumiran. The objective is not just to sing it whilst the yagya is going on, you must learn it by heart. So whenever you go to yagyas and so on, you can follow when the Pundit is singing. This again, the Sumiran carries the power devotees. You wouldn't realize it, but you see it manifesting. The mind has drifted away so quickly. The mind is called chanchal. The mind is compared to a monkey. How a monkey is, chul then. So this mind is. It's the fastest traveling thing, although we are here in the mandir. But this mind could go miles and come back in half a second time. We don't want that. You have made a sacrifice to be here. We want this mind to stay attracted and glued to the glories of Prabhu. So when the Sumiran is chanted with love and devotion, faith and belief, even meditated upon, revered or simply acknowledged, Bhagavan will shower that blessing. The same mind that will normally drift away now stays attracted and glued to his glories. How? A comparison is made with a bee. When the bee discovers nectar in the flower, how it becomes attracted and then glued to the nectar, such will become the state of the mind. You meditate upon it and you will see, devotees, how it works. Jehi sumirat siddhi koi gananayak kari varvadana karvo anugrah soy bodhi rashi shubha guna sadhana moga hohi vacha pantu chahaya giri margana jasu kripa sudaya krapavo sakala kalimala dana nila saruhasha varuna aruna parijanayana karva samamaurata sata chira sagara shayana kunda indo samade Uma Ramana Karuna Ayana Jagi Dina Parni Karva Kripa Maradana Mayana Bandava Guru Padakan Kripa Sindhu Nararu Om Maha Moha Tambapo Jasu Bachana Rabi Karani Karai Siya Pati Ramachandra Jiti Jai Sharanam Nath Mama Sankat Haru Hari Bolo Ayodhyapati Ramachandra ki jai. Praise again go to the divine goddess Saraswati. Most times we tend to believe you only need Saraswati blessing when you have an exam to write. Huh? No, it's not only for that. She's a goddess of learning. What does she bless you with? To have a sharp and broad intellect, to have good memory, eloquence in speech, melody in your voice, creativity in your hands, to master musical instrument skills and talent. Throughout our whole lives, devotees, we need her blessing. She helps to prevent Alzheimer, which a number of people are now suffering. And this one spiritual issue that says help to cause Alzheimer is the amount of stale food that we are eating. I'm telling you, devotees, right? It takes away memory. You see a lot of cases of it now. I'm thinking, it says nutmeg is good to use in anything that you are cooking or preparing. Nutmeg is very good to help with that. In life, devotees, if you don't have a blessing, you can't make a good sara roti. You try to make it wrong, it will come out oblong. You go by somebody home, you say, but these people home well put away, eh? Eh? You go by a next person home, where you say it is. The opposite of that well put away is what? Puhar. Right? That don't happen so. It's Saraswati Mata. You watch a child in school, well dressed, the uniform neat and clean. When you watch a child book, no dog hairs, nothing and so on, clean and so on. Saraswati Devi is for that child. You watch the next one, it's the opposite. So throughout life, we need her blessing. And that's why we always sing in reverence to her. Let us praise and beg her. Jai 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 Sri Saraswati Mata. Jai Jai Jai
Sri Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Sri Rama Rati Kama.
Jai
Saraswati Mata. Jai Jai Jai
Shri Saraswati Mata.
Prathama Vinavamay Shri Ganesha ko Tuje Saraswati मैं विनवती न देवा पूजो यक श्रेति चला कीजे मैं विनवती न देवा पूजो यक श्रेति चला जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता।
जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता।
चौथे मैं विनवा पंच सभी को ज्ञान तुझे उलझा रामायण की अनुपम निभव साकर पार करा रामायण की अनुपम निभव साकर पार करा। ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती
माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका
जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती
माता। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ
जय जय जय
ओ श्री सरस्वती
वती माता।
आज शक्ति सरस्वती देवी माता की जय. Devotees, you might tend to wonder why it is every time we're going to begin Katha, I always remind and speak about our great way of life. Because, devotees, we have to constantly remind ourselves of this great way of life that we follow called Sanatan Dharma. You follow a way of life that is second to none in the universe, nothing to compare with it. It is universal, devotees, in Nitya. You follow a pathway of life that is oldest in the universe. You follow a pathway of life that encompasses all. Samadarshi. You follow a pathway of life, devotees, that the oldest language in the universe is spoken, Sanskrit. You follow a pathway of life, devotees, where the culture, the rites, the rituals, the feasts, the festivals, agriculture is tied into one. Hindus are Nature worshippers. We worship the forces of nature because they sustain us. We give thanks to every aspect. That is why we could watch a plant and worship it. That is why we could take the dirt and worship it. Right? We give thanks for every issue, devotees. When Pitru Paksh time comes, we make thanks to the ancestors. Because of them we are here. So remind yourself, remind your children, the younger ones, that you follow a pathway of life second to none. But the issue is, as I told you before, Sanatan Dharma is not a religion in inverted commas. You have to live it. And you cannot be a lazy person to follow Sanatan Dharma. Take a walk. Because the first thing you have to learn to do, get up before sunrise. After cleansing, devotion, the 5 Mahayagyas, if you have to go into that. You study Bhagavad Gita, I tell you how to perform duty and son, your obligations here. You grow up devotees in this pathway of life, it will stick to you. It will be part of you, yet it will pass down to your children. And your children will continue. If parents are only coming to the temple and the children are not coming, it's difficult to pass it on. You have to bring them. You see, long ago, the home was an orthodox home. Most of the homes, Sanatan Dharma was prevalent. Today is no longer. Everybody with a cell phone, quiet by themselves, or watching TV, or doing this, or doing that. Nothing taking place. The place where now it is now propagated and carried out is in the mandirs. And this is why we had to make that devotees' effort to gravitate towards the temple. You come from the blood of the great rishis and the munis of the ancient. Do the karmas, devotees, that will support your dharma. For the underlying quotation of the oldest scripture, the Vedas say, if you live for the sake of your dharma will protect you. There is no if and but about that. So praise be to Sanatan Dharma. Kago ek baar he mitro Sanatan Dharma ki jai ho.
Kaho ek baar he mitro Sanatan Dharma ki jai ho.
O karo parcharo duniya mein सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
ऋषि संतान होने को जो दावा मन में रखते हो. सनातन धर्म की जय हो. सनातन
धर्म की जय हो.
सनातन
धर्म की जय हो.
बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. उमापति महादेव की जय. सच्चिदी सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय. साधु गुरु के दंडवत. जय 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 सीताराम. Devotees, tonight be the final night of our 7 nights of Ramayana Yagya. This text has 1320 pages, divided into 7 volumes. How much can we read? The only way to really know the knowledge of it is to peruse it page by page. From 1985 to the year 2000, we read Ramayana for that 15 years every Thursday night to complete it. From the year 2000, we have started to read the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. 23 years now we are reading Bhagavad. And hopefully we should finish it next year by the grace of Krishna Bhagavan. Hopefully again we are looking at if we can complete it and the Lord permits it. We want to host in the mandir here during this time, Shravan month, Bhagavad Sapta Yagya, that is 7 days, 3 times a day, if God permits it. So devotees, Sant Mahatma Tulsidas, this year has dedicated him because it makes it 400 years since he passed away. Having born in the year 1497, he passed away in 1623. He lived for a period of 126 years. It says that he was the avatar or the incarnation of Saint Valmiki, who had written devotees the scripture in the Sanskrit language. It was realized by the seers and saints of Dharma of ancient time, the age of Kali Yuga will come by. Because we are not living in the first Kali Yuga, but the 28th age of Kali Yuga. And in Kali Yuga, man will not possess the pure intellect. Man will not have the time. Man will not be able to delve into these oceans of knowledge. Hence, the Divine Lord inspired the pious soul, Sant Mahatma Tulsidas, to extract the essence from every scripture. And when the Lord came on earth as Shri Ram, the teachings he left, the pathways he treaded, the actions he performed, Tulsi condensed it into this Shri Ram Charitramanas. Devotees, this Ramayana I told you is magical. Through this Ramayana, devotees, Tulsi changed a girl into a boy. The first sex change was performed. Through the power of Shri Ram, he was able to bring back a dead man to life. Many, many miracles were performed. I have often told you, if you have this Ramayana home, you notice how we treat our books? Or how do we treat our scriptures? With due ceremony and honor. We did just open this book and start to read it. Puja was done, complete puja by the Bedi and on the book, invocation, mantras and all these things and so on, in order to get a true interpretation of it by the blessings of Goddess Saraswati. You see, when Tulsi started to write, he was writing in Sanskrit. And after 8 days, he got a vision. Lord Shiva tell him, you have to write for Kali Yuga. Write in Awadhi, which is the Hindi language that the people can understand. This Ramayana again, when devotees, it was prepared, and Tulsi name started to reign, the Orthodox priest in India started to kick brass. How he could just write this book and want everybody to just worship it, you know? We had to put this book to a test. They placed it in Lord Shiva's temple in Benares in India, Vishwanath Mandir. All the scriptures were placed on top, the temple locked. And when they came back next morning, the Ramayana reached on top. And they saw 3 words stamped on it. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. It is the truth. It is most auspicious and it is beauty in itself. Hence why the Ramayana is called the gem of Hindu scriptures. The mission of the human is, yes, we come into this world, we have to live in this world. We are grihastis, which are householders. You have to grow up, you have to gain knowledge of skills how to live in this world. You get married, you settle down, you have family and so on, you have to go to work, all these things and so on. But the ultimate goal, when the time comes, devotees, to leave this mortal coil, what it is. Once we have this human body, our soul should never come back to reincarnate. Because we have the privilege with this body, Bare Bhagyamanusha Tanupava, to gain moksha, oneness with God. Because it tells us, with this body, moksha ka dwara hai, you stand on the gateway to get in the moksha. But only if you use the body as it was prescribed. Sadhan ki dham. Sadhana is spiritual endeavors. What really is our key mission? What should we do with this body? Just 2 things, and it's good to learn it. It's called par and upakar. Serve the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. Simply meaning to do good as much as you could, whilst you could, when you could, as long as you could, and so on. Last night we looked at, you cannot get happiness without bhakti and devotion to God. The 3 main ways of Gyan, Vairag and Bhakti. Gyan is difficult to acquire. Vairag is difficult with the extent of Maya dominating this Kali Yuga. A man really had to have good control. All right? But Bhakti devotee stands independent. And through the process, you might have all the Gyan and no Bhakti, it makes no sense. You may practice all the Vairag and you have no Bhakti, it makes no sense. But Bhakti stands alone. Gyan and Vairag they will enhance it. And we see devotees examples of that. Shabari Mata in the Ramayana was a lady from a wild tribe. Right? She said, my Lord, when you talk about low, you don't have anything lower than me. And Shri Ram blessed her with the Nauda Bhakti, the 9 steps of devotion. Guha devotees was in a tribal village. Shri Ram hugged him up and embraced him, devotees, and gave him moksha. Jatayu was a volunteer who tried to save Sita. Shri Ram put him on his lap, take his own long hair and dust off the dust, and did his funeral for him when he died. Why? Bhakti, that pure bhakti. The key, devotees, is to get happiness here, to live comfortably here, to progress in life, and yet still vie for achieving the moksha. The issue is with bhakti. You see, how will satsang help us? We're looking at an everyday life. Every day you live in, you want to progress, you want to uplift, you want to have, how you call it, the amenities to live in and live with and so on. But you still want to achieve what you come here for. So devotees, Bhagwan Shankar, seated upon Kailash Parvat under the most serene and pure banyan tree, explains to Parvati, that gem of devotion which I spoke of last night is the key to achieving it. But where are you going to get it? Hari Girija Sant Samagam Samanala Bhakachuani Rama Samanala Bhakachuani Binu Hari Kripa so Hoi Nahi Gavahi Veda Purana Siya Pati Ramachandra Ji ki Jai Sharanam. भगवान शंकर बोले पार्वती सुनो कि सद समात्माओं के समागम को समान और कुछ लाभ को नहीं है, सो वहां सत्संग को बिना को राम की कृपा से प्राप्त नहीं होता, ऐसा वेद पुराण कहते हैं. Lord Shiva is telling Parvati, there is no merit, there is no gain that one can get whilst blessed in this human body. Devotees, as valuable as being in the fellowship of saintly people who like satsang. It had nothing more meritorious, more greater, more beneficial than being in this type of company. Lord Shiva is telling Parvati, he says here, so वहां सत्संग बिना राम की कृपा प्राप्त नहीं की होता है. But in the come Jaso, you must have the mercy of Shankar Bhagwan, the divine Lord, in order to be blessed to reach in that place. They're not entirely Belmont by guests to come here tonight, you know. Is that bhakti in his heart. You cannot get it without the grace of the Lord. The Vedas and the other scriptures, devotees, they declare that. Satsang is the place where devotees, this gem of devotion, you're going to get it. Why? There you're going to have Ram Katha. When we say Ram Katha, Ramayana, but other scriptures come in, Bhagavad, Shiv Puran, and other scriptures again, which will only take place in Satsang. You see, devotees, Biru Satsangana Hari Katha, unless in Satsang you will not have Hari Katha. Binu Satsanga Vivekana Hui, unless in Satsang your third eye will not open. The light of knowledge will not dawn. The darkness of ignorance will not go away. Control over the senses of perception and the organs of action will not take place. Then how can you realize your true self, who you are, and work towards achieving the objective? He said, Parvati, Suno. Kahe wo parama punita itihasa sunata sravana chu taki bhava pasa Jai Ram Shri Rama Jai Jai
Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
Pranata Kalpa Rama Pranata Kalpa Taru Karuna Puja Upaja Priti Rama Padapanja Shri Rama Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai
Rama
Oh Shri Rama Jai Rama
Jai Jai Rama
पार्वती या परम पवित्र इतिहास रघुनाथ कथा की होता है. Because in satsang, Prabhu Ram's katha will be narrated, will take place. You see, devotees, what did the Spirit tell Tulsidas? He said, go yonder place. Every evening they read Ramayana katha there. The first person to come, then the last to go. You wouldn't want to stick around by him. He is Hanumanji. Prabhu charitra sunibe ko rasya, Rama Lakhan Sita man basya. Hanuman cannot resist the temptation of Bhagwan's Katha, especially Ramayana. You wouldn't see him in a personal form, but spiritually he is there. Once Ramayana takes place with love devotees, Hanumanji is present. What does Kagbusunjian do on Nilgiri Parvat? Every evening he does puja and worship favorable to this age of Kali Yuga. He goes under the banyan tree and he takes out his Ramayana and begins to chant Ramayana Katha, which is conducive for this age of Kali Yuga. इसी प्रकार को तुमने सुनाया, by listening to this katha, इसके को श्रवण करते हैं, by listening to it, मरु संसार की को रूप को पास को फांसी में छूट को जाते हैं. The katha has the power to cut the noose devotees that bonds us to births and death. Right? This transmigration of the soul that you have to keep coming back again and again and again. As you commit karmas, devotees, you have to return. Because what this katha will do, it will cause the third eye to open. Or when that light of knowledge dawn, control does come over the senses of perception. You can find a transformation start to take place in your life. Anybody who start to gravitate towards satsang, that happens. And you study now, I really here by guess, you know. I really here on a mission. Uta jaga musafir bhora bhare, ab raye na kaha jo sovat hai, jo sovat hai, jo khovat hai. You begin to realize Bhagwan has blessed me with this body. Kagbusun tell Garur, every other creature when they watch a human, they utter silent prayer in their heart and a tear drop from the eye, begging the Lord, Lord, when you go bless me with a human body? They beg for it and they can't get it. Now you begin to realize your purpose. That yes, we have to live here, but it has something more than materialism. The mission is that at the end of this mortal existence, Atma should merge into Paramatma. Now we have to realize our present situation is based on our past lives. Right? What we do previously, that's how we are blessed to get what situation we are in this human body now. But the future depends on what you do now. So if we had worked very hard to get our position here as a human and your various status and whatsoever and so on, if you had to come back, let me say for some reason that we ain't getting moksha, and we had to come back. You want to come back worse than you are? You want to come back in a lower species? Chaurasi lakh yoni? You want to come back in the highest body, the human, but not just the human, better than you are right now. Right? So the process continues until perfection will reach that you could get the moksha. Dino ke kalabreach ko, akshat ko, arthat ko, ikshit ko dene wala hai. The Ramayana Katha fulfills desires of the heart. It's like the well-wishing tree, as I told you. Now here what has gone with Ramayana Katha. When you begin to see, to study Ramayana, you begin to see now this world is a dream. This world, devotees could really, really fool you. How devotees? Like the Raja or Bhikari. The king goes to sleep in the night and he dreaming he's a vagrant. The man cold sweating and crying. The vagrant sleeping under the shop in a cardboard box. He dreaming he's the Raja, he's the king, and he's smiling. One smiling, one crying, but when two of them get up, what happened? They realize it was only a dream. When this third eye is not open, we see this world as real. But when the third eye is open, you begin to see this dream world. Why a dream world? Koi na le jai he dhan ban ke ghatariya. Koi na le jai he dhan ban ke ghatariya. What we do in life to get materialism? Think about it. But sometimes dishonestly we try to acquire it. Sometimes we push others off the track just to get it. Sometimes devotees again in ways again that without any what you call principles, we try to get it. Anytime you go to work and you did not perform your day work for that day's pay, that is money under false pretense, you know. You have to answer for that. Right? How much of us fall prey to that? Nearly all of we. Eh? When you go, one fella go to work, he watching the time, but what time you going home? Huh? First day of school, the man reach, school now open. What day school closing, boy? What day school closing? He want to find out the day school closing already. You see what I'm showing you? That is money under false pretense. You have to answer for it. And all that you become responsible for, and you have to pay for it. But when the third eye open, you realize everything had to remain here. Because you see, there's a dream world, one day I have to leave it. I have to leave it and go, and nothing could be taken with me. So you know what happened with this katha? It brings into your heart santosham. And what is santosham? You'll become a contented person. No longer greed now overpowers you. More God give you, more you want. More God give me again, and you're going like that. And as you're going for it, what happened? Clock ticking in your life. You say, but wait, now boy, I make 60 years already. Huh? And the same thing you clamper it over for, when you reach that age, it has no value to you. It making more trouble. Because them children want to fight for it now. Huh? You know what children put their parents on the road just for the house, devotees? And the parents had to end up in home for the age and all the thing and son. And what you have to do in the end? You're leaving it right here. All remain right here, devotees. This katha, what he says here, look at it. Manavachakaram Rama, Manavachakaram Janit Akhajaye Sunaye Jakatha Sravana Mandalaye Shri Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama
Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
Soye Raghunath Rama Soye Raghunath Bhakti Shruti Gaye Rama Kripa Kahu Ek Paye Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Oh Shri
Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama
इस कथा मन लगाकर श्रवण करने में को मन वचन कर्म से उत्पन्न को पाप को जाता है. Look at the great thing, eh? The logical law is the universe is you have to pay for what you do. That's the logical law, karma. Bhagavad explains karmas committed from previous birth. If you did not reap them, if it take 1 trillion years, you have to come back. You have to pay for it. But you know here what Lord Shiva is telling Parvati? Kali Yuga is the worst age, but Kali Yuga is the best age. Why? In this age, man has the opportunity, you could burn bad karmas. We can burn out bad karmas in Kali Yuga and build good ones to help us to elevate. It tells you that great ones in Satyug beg to born back in Kali Yuga, because in Kali Yuga it is easier to get the moksha than Satyug, Treta and Dwapar. Let us go back. When Kali Yuga started, that was the day Lord Krishna left this earth. Raja Parikshit encountered a Sudra prince who was kicking and beating up a bull and a cow. And when he came, who are you? He said, my name is Kali Yuga, you know. I control in this age now. He said, what this atrocities you thinking here, I can't, that can happen in my place. He said, but I am Kali Yuga, how to prevail. And Parikshit would have killed him. He started to beg. He said, let me tell you something, king, you have to let me prevail, you know. He said, why? Why I must let you prevail? He said, because this Kali Yuga will be the worst age, but the best. What do you mean by that? The worst and the worst going to happen in Kali Yuga. The impossible will become possible and the unexpected will be unexpected in Kali Yuga. But Kali Yuga devotees have certain good qualities. a man can burn bad sins and build good ones in Kali Yuga, good karmas. And the place where that is recommended to begin to happen, Satsang. Satsang devotees. Hear what the bhajan says. Satsang ki ganga bahi kai komal jiska dhara. Satsang ki
गंगा बही है
कोमल जिसका धारा करिय स्नान विमल कर काया करिय स्नान विमल कर काया पापिन पाप कराया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे
जन्म गवाया.
Satsang is like the river Ganga. As you bathe in Ganga, sins wash away. As you bathe in Satsang, sins will wash away. How you bathe in the Satsang now? Huh? Truly, devotees, you're taking a duck in the water here, you know. This Ramayana Katha becomes the Ganga. By bathing it through the cup of the airs, using the detergents, man vachan karam say, constantly bathing in it, the sins will go away. Remember, devotees, Kagustan tell Garur, in all the scriptures that we have, which are like a mountain, a range of mountains, this Ramayana is like that diamond mine hidden in it. The person who looks up for it, sparing no pains to acquire it, Manvachan Karam say, is going to get the diamond, which is Sri Ram's Katha, which is that gem of devotion that puts an end to man's troubles and problem and allow him to move forward. Again, where it happens? In Satsang devotees. So Parikshit tell him, he say, okay, well, if that is the greatness of you, that man, you can help man in Kali Yuga. He said, but you can't stay wrong here, no. I want your wrong here. He said, well, you think everybody come in Satsang? How about people living next door the temple can't come Satsang devotees? Pundit Veda left center in another come. Anuradhan Enterprise, Tulsidas and Gonapo. You name it for where and where they come. And next door you can't come because Benu Sata Sangha Vivekana Hui. Lord Shiva says, Punya Benu Milahina Santa. Unless my mercy is shown, you can't reach. You can do what you want. You can reach by the door, and somebody come the same time to humbug you, you have to go back. He said, that, you know, you don't have the luck. You don't have the luck, devotees. That's why we got to take advantage of these moments. Where satsang is, gravitate near devotees. Now look at it. To build a temple, to maintain a temple, to run a mandir, it ain't easy, you know. We congratulate and salute all those who contribute to make it go. Look at this Yagya. Here in Sant Nagar temple, in no way we could thank the people for their support. Financially, morally, whatever items, this, that, you name it, on every occasion. Right? We salute you, devotees. And you know why? Because coming regularly to satsang, you get to understand something. Kali Yuga, 3 legs gone. Satya, truth, search, the cleanliness, and they are done. Kali Yuga stand on one leg, dharma. And what is the one leg? Dan. Dan means to give. The more you could give whilst God bless you, devotees, is the more you will enhance your karmic situation. Right? So he tell him, he said, well, go then. He said, I'm going to send you some places. Go where there is alcohol and alcohol-related activities. You can trap real people there. Go where there is the killing of animals and the eating of meat. Real people you'll catch there. Go where there is gambling. You'll trap them so you wouldn't believe, eh? The prostitute shops and brothels, and then he give him in gold. Gold represented by money. In Kali Yuga, a man go to divorce and divorce of money. This devotees will happen. So devotees, you see the importance of satsang. We have the privilege to burn karmas and the bad ones and to build good ones. He said, in satsang, what will happen here? जहां तक को वेद में साधन को बखान कर कही है सबका फल नारायण की भक्ति की होता है. Out of all the spiritual endeavors you involve yourself in, Be it jap, be it tap, be it yog, be it tirat, be it dan you give, be it whatever, how much yagyas you do and all these things and so on. You cannot get anything that is higher than this unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, loyal devotion to God called bhakti. You can't get it. That is the highest religious reward you could get from all your spiritual endeavors. But he says, वहाँ रघुनाथ जी को वेद विहित को भक्ति को राम की कृपा किसी को एक ही पाई है, अर्थात भक्ति किसी एक का ही प्राप्ति होता है. I tell you here, it says Parvati Devi, right? This devotion to Sri Ram again has been glorified by the Vedas, the Puranas, and all the other scriptures and so on. It has been in this way. Through the process in Kali Yuga, there is an easy way to get it. And what is that easy way? Muni durlabha hari bhakti nara ki pavahi binati prayas ho Rama pavahi binati prayas yaha yaha nirantara sunayi mani vishvasasya pati Ramachandra ji ki jai sharanam. मुनियों को भी कठिनता प्राप्त होने के योग को नारायण की भक्ति वे मनुष्य को बिना को परिश्रम ही पावेगा जो इस कथा को सदा को विश्वास मानकर सुनेगा है. You think to become a yogi is an easy pathway of life? Little boys in India when they were in the ashrams training devotees totally away from materialism and so on, right? When you go devotees, when you do Ganga Arati and you watch them little guys and them training and so on there, it's not easy. What is the highest reward they could get? Narayan Bhakti, nothing higher than that. You know what it tells you here? In this Kali Yuga, a person devotees who burn vachan karam saying thought, words and deeds, takes a bath regularly in this Ramayana Katha, exactly what the yogis are vying for, you could get it here. Sometime too you might be even get it faster than the yogi too. Because in that satsang devotees again, is where this love for the feet of Shri Ram is going to take place. The stress devotees, Ramayana, Bhagavad is the same thing, Shiv Puran is the same thing, all these. What is the end result? Develop that loyal devotion for the feet of God. Develop it. For devotees, hear what it tells you. Bhakti Swatantra Sakala Sukhatani Binu Satta Sangala Papa Ki Prani Jaya Ram Giri Rama
Jai Jai Rama Jai Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama.
Shiv Baba says Punya Punja Bido Milakid Santa Punya Punya Bido Milakid Santa Sata Sangati Sangati Kar Anta. Oh Jaya Ram Shri Rama
Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama.
Mangal Bhavana Amangal Ari Mangal Bhavana Odrava Sudasharata Ajir Bihari Ajir Bihari Rama Ajir Bihari Odrava Sudasharata Ajir Bhakti Swatantra hai. Lord Shiva saying Bhakti stands independent. Sab sukha ki khana hai. It is a mind of blessing by itself. Bina satsang prani bhakti nahi ki pata hai. Unless you in satsang you will not get it. Hence why these environments, satsang is the holy environment created with love and devotion, where three major activities take place. Puja, worshiping the feet of God. Kirtan, singing and chanting the praises of the Lord with a guileless heart. And the katha, listening to the katha devotees. Through this katha again, as I tell you, stress again, the third eye will open, the light of knowledge will dawn, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Control comes over the senses of perception, the organs of action. And a change will take place. How? You start to use this body differently when you realize the purpose of it. How are you going to use it? Two little eyes to look to God. Two little ears to hear His word. Two little hands to do His will. Two little feet to walk His way. And one little mouth to sing His praise. You get on that pathway and start to use this body along that way, and you will see what you were missing out all the time. The happiness that you will enjoy with that devotees, everybody want happiness, and we look for it otherwise, not realizing it don't bring happiness, it bring misery in the end. Happiness is on this pathway of bhakti devotees. Tapun purva janam ke aneko punya sahita hai. Shankar Bhagwan says you must have a blessing for your past birth. Right? Tabata ko santo ka darshan nahi ki hota बिना को सत्संग की को संसार में आवागमन को नहीं को छूटा जाते हैं. Unless being in satsang where this bhakti has derived, it is difficult to cut asunder the process of births and death, to stop the soul from returning again and again and getting that moksha. That's why devotees, you see too, you don't stop begging people to come for satsang. Whatever the purpose be, you know what Ramna Mahima tell you? Anyhow you chant Ram name, you're going to get blessing. If you're angry and you chant Ram name, you're going to get, it'll bring happiness. Right? If you chant it with an ill purpose, it will bring a good purpose. Whatever be it, negative, it turns it to positive. He say, even while you're yawning, you don't waste the yawn, your life could go. So while you're yawning, you say, Ram, 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 Ram. Serious? Don't waste it. So to satsang, no matter what purpose you come here for, you will never well regret it. You might come for the food, you know. You get food. But you get parasat too and panchamrit. All right? Some fellas say, well, we're going to satsang, you know, long way at Palmer Street, boy. They'll cook that day, you know. Shatayn so hard to clean. They must cook that. Right? So even say you're coming for the food, people come for different purpose, you know. One lady come to see the lady come with the same dress she come back yesterday with. Tell me if I lie. Another person come with that direct love in his heart to hear Bhagwan's katha. An next one come to sit around batok, an next one. Many reasons we come katha. But devotees, even self, you start that way, you'll filter, and the purity will come after time. And that's why you don't stop begging people to come. There's a little analogy. There is how you call it, the dung beetle living on the countryside. He rolls a little ball behind him. There is the big bhaura, right, living in the king's garden, devotees. All right? But they are cousins, far relation. So the big cousin tell the small cousin, you must come and check me in the king's garden. I live in the king's garden, you know. Beautiful flowers and all these things and surrounded and so on and thing. He said, I cool on the countryside with a little ball rolling behind me. Come now, man, come now. And people just do that. They begging you to come. You say, well, let me go. So little cousin decided he'll go. So when he go, what happened? Nothing interesting he there because he do have a little dog ball to roll. So he sit on a flower and he sleep away. So when he sleep away, the Mali come, that's the gardener, picking flowers in the basket to carry to offer for the king in the puja room. And he picked the flower where he sleep away inside. So the king doing puja now. Balyakar, the Sugandhini, and the offering flowers all by the Murti and him. Big cousin looking for him, he can't find him. Right? But instinct, you know, when he checked, he realized inside that flower, he slept away. But the king put the flower on the Murti of Lord Krishna. So when he get up, big cousin started bow down to him. He said, cause what you did so great in your life. He said, how you mean? You come one day after I begged you so long to be in this environment here. look where you reach on the by the Murti of Lord Krishna. He said, I live in here so long and I dare not go inside there, or they'll kill me with a fly swapper. I can't go inside there at all. Yeah? There's sometimes you in satsang all the time, and you get somebody to come for the first time, they might get more than you who there all the time. You see, that's people, satsangis are like the chandan tree. Right? You have the chandan tree which carries a sweet fragrance. The satsangi is like the wind. The wind will transfer this fragrance of the chandan tree to the non-chandan tree, making it smell just like the chandan tree. The satsangi, knowing the value of satsang, you go about pain to get others to get the taste of that satsang also, because you know the value of it. He says, Shankar Bhagavan says, Parvati, let me tell you what will happen in satsang over time. And the easiest way to develop this bhakti, which is the key to happiness. Punya eka jagabaka nahi duja manakrama vajana viprapada puja. Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Jai
Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram.
Sanukula Ram, Sanukula Tai Paramuni Deva Jota Jika Pata Karaya Vijasiva Sri Ram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Rama,
Jai Rama.
Shankar Bhagavan says, सबके उत्तम के पुण्य एक ही होता है. There is one meritorious, very, very meritorious thing in this world that devotees cannot be compared with any other. ऐसा जगत में दूसरा नहीं है. There is nothing like it. What is it? कि आदर से, मन वचन कर्म से ब्राह्मणों को चरण पूजा करते की होता है. In thoughts, words and deed, one should serve the feet of the holy Brahmanas. Lord Shiva says there's nothing to compare with it. Your guru devotees serve the feet of the guru with a guileless heart. Okay? The Brahmana, we listen in Bhagavad Puran, these detailed kathas. They are the Bhuisur. Bhuisur means they are considered God of the earth for the protection and the propagation of Dharma. I've told you why Hinduism has died out in some of the smaller places like Grenada and St. Lucia and all these places and so on, because there were no Brahmanas left. Right? Serve the feet of the Brahmana with a guileless heart, and automatically that love will come. Who is saying that? Lord Shiva devotees. इसी प्रकार को ऊपर देवता मुनि प्रसन्न होकर the devatas and the munis and the celestials become pleased. जो कपट छोड़ वहां ब्राह्मण को सेवा की करते हैं. Do it with a guileless heart. But devotees in Kali Yuga today, right? There will be a Kalalu will take place. You don't know who is Brahman and who is not, because everybody professing. You know, we tell you 1200 here in Ramayana. The non-Brahmana who is the Sudra will tell you why you could sit on this Singhasan and I can't. Huh? I went to do a Bhandara. You know, when the Bhandara finish, you sit on with the Brahmins to eat. That is recommended, Baba. Right? With the judgment and the Brahmanas. Sudras are putting on Janev. They're telling you, I am, this guy has to buy these are the Brahmins to sit on first and bless the food. He said, Baba, I have a Janev, you know, and I said, take care of strangle, you know. Everybody putting on this string and they becoming Brahman and Pundit. And devotees, people don't realize, you know what it tells you in Shiv Puran? Anytime non-Brahmins are chanting the scriptures, there'll be plenty infant deaths in that country. Everything will go ulta, say wrong side. And sometimes it has hurt me, I'll tell you why. You don't have to be me to call, you know, right? It's not cheap to do a puja these days, right? Plus other rites and rituals. It's very expensive. It's a lot of effort, a lot. Like for instance, I will go to the puja and I see the lady put on a blue dress. I see here and I'd have a scriptural injunction when blue, indicate all the merits, you know. I don't mind waiting if you don't want to change. I know how much sacrifice you make for this puja. If you have a next, go change it now. Because I know you're not getting the benefits and the merits you're supposed to get. Right? Everybody has an Akashic record in the heaven where all your deeds are counted for. When you go up by Maraj, they scrutinize that. Let me see your credit and your debit. He said, don't worry, you know, Maraj, you know what puja I do down here when I was living? He said, well, I ain't seen nothing right down here. I ain't seen nothing. I did puja and I did Gaudan and I did this and I did. But I ain't seen nothing right down on the page. The only time that is documented in your Akashic record in the heaven is if that a Brahmin who is a Janeudhari reads that Sankalp. Any other reads it. It's like writing, like what Tulsidas, when you write and everything rub off. That is how it happened up there. So I can't help it. If you wish to go ahead, go ahead. My duty is to educate, bring the knowledge. But it has hurt me to know you are getting where you're supposed to get. Make sure that a Brahmana does that for you. Plenty people will profess. Everybody putting on the string these days. Right? And it tell you, I am a Janeudhari too. They're showing you it. Right? This process of a Janev ceremony is a whole long Baba, that's a sanskar by itself. Right? So devotees here, I will tell you, even when you give in, when you're doing a bhandara, and you're blessing the siddha, but Baba, why you can't bless the now one with the Brahmana and M1? I said these siddhas were specifically recommended for the Brahmanas. When I bless the siddha, you could give it to nobody else but a Brahmin. You could feed the whole village and give them if you want. But what I bless them must be given to the Brahmana. Gita tells you a gift that is made to an unworthy person, no merits come from it. You commit sin too. Garuda Puran tells you that non-Brahmana who is Krishna Bhagwan says, do your duty halfway than another person 100%. And all those who are doing what they're not supposed to do, Lord Vishnu tell Garur, they're going down in hell, Narak. And all who follow in them like a choo-choo train going down too. The Garur Puran is in English, devotees. Get the book and read it. You don't have to buy it, download it from the internet, and you will see. Do not take my word for it. Right? The Brahmana came from the mouth of Lord Brahma. We read that in Bhagavad Puran over and over. Krishna Gita explained it. Ramayana, Siddhi Ram tell devotees, what you call it, demon that he killed just before devotees, he visits Shabari Mata. Ve prapujiye shila gunahina. No matter what situation a Brahmin may be in, he is still worthy of adoration than a Sudra who may know the whole Vedas by heart. It is there in Ramayana, devotees. Tulsidas has written it. Shankar Bhagwan narrates it, devotees also, and sanctions it as Siddhi Ram. So it tells you here, a great, great way to achieve this bhakti quickly, serve the feet of the Brahmana with a guileless heart, devotees. और एक गुप्त को सबके को हाथ जोड़कर को कहा है. Another one are telling you a great secret if you want to get the bhakti. Bowing to you and clasping my hands, he's saying here, शिव जी भजन को बिना मनुष्य को भाई को भक्ति नहीं है. Unless you beg Lord Shiva for it, you can't get it. Shankar Bhagwan is the easiest method through which you could get his bhakti. The more you come there, and the more you bow down and lay your head touch that Shiva ling, this piece of concrete that gets soft like sponge. Right? absorb in that bhakti. इस कारण मनुष्य को शंकर भजन को वश करे है और शिव तथा को विष्णु भगवान को कुछ भेद को नहीं को सकता है. There is devotees no difference without Bhagwan Shri Ram, Vishnu Bhagwan and Shankar Bhagwan, but it cannot be attained unless Shankar Bhagwan's mercy showered. He said, tell me how difficult it is to get this bhakti. कहु भक्ति पथ का वन प्रयासा, कहु भक्ति पथ का वन प्रयासा, योग नमक जप नृप उपवासा, मोर दास कहाय नर आशा, कहाय तव कको श्री राम जय जय ओ राम, श्री राम जय जय ओ राम, श्री राम जय राम, ओ श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय मार्ग का को कथा हूँ कहे को भक्ति मार्ग को क्या कुछ परिश्रम को होता है. हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज ये कुछ भी परिश्रम को नहीं होता. योग यज्ञ जप तप को व्रत को नहीं को करता है. that it does not require devotees, even sacrifice, jap, yog, fasting, all those things and so on. All that is needed, devotees, is a guileless heart and a guileless disposition. It will come simple. I mentioned about the aura of a person. When bhakti takes root in the heart, it will change your entire outlook and personality. Simple, humble, down to earth, with a beautiful smile on the face, humility in your heart, easily approachable devotees. It will come like that. A person, devotees, must be contented in life. When you're contented, it don't mean to say you don't have ambition and industrious to go forward, you know. Your desires will trickle on another side, not in materialism again. And devotees, a mind that is free from wrong thoughts. If one says he's devoted to me here, Bhagavan is saying, and he still depends on somebody, where is the belief? Now I tell you now, we just say we have faith and we have faith. Because you pray and when you're done praying, you say, when I God here, man. Where is the faith, the Biswas? If you believe, you have the faith on your Bhagavan, Shri Ram, Shiv Baba, why are you dependent on others for? That's why it says, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. Prabhu, you are mother, you are father, you are friend, you are wealth, you are everything. Depend on the Lord. How? With faith. Mukang karoti vachalam panghulang yate girim yat kripatam habvande paramananda madhavam. Lord, by your grace, the dumb will start to talk eloquently and the cripple will run up a mountain. Do we have that faith? Do we have it? He said, इस आचरण में को मैं मनुष्य को वश में हो जाता है. I am won over very, very easily by a person who possesses these following qualities. What are they? Vairana vigraha ashana prasa sukhamai thai sada sabha asha sukhamai thai sada sabha asha. Jai Rama Shri Rama,
जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम.
अन्नारंभ अतिगीत अमाने, अन्नारंभ अनिकेत अमाने, अनघ अरोष दक्ष विज्ञानी, अनघ अरोष दक्ष विज्ञान. ओ श्री राम जय राम, जय रघुपति राघव को विग्रह नहीं की करता. A person who has no enemy with anyone. For when Samadarshi come in, you'll realize the same God in you is the same God in the next person. A person who does not entertain vain hopes in life, that is, you live in a dream world then. Right? इसी प्रकार न भय करना है, no fear in your heart. Right? As I tell you last night, one person was saying, afraid to come. Fear does go away. Where does God work? Fear disappears. If you all had fear, you think you're going to be here tonight? Huh? Bhakti will put aside fear because you now have devotees, Bhagwan, backing you. And anytime you have that belief and faith, the Lord is backing you, devotees, fear goes away. Right? A person, devotees, who such a person will be full of joy all the time. You have no trouble, you have no worries, you're taking on the worries of this world, all these things will go away. अनारम अर्थात को किसी को अधमकी को चेष्टा नहीं की होता है. You undertake nothing with a selfish motive. You now become selfless. I'll tell you why. This is the karma that's going to help you to build good one. Anytime you do things with a selfish motive for your personal only gain, right? You don't get any reward. So, and most times that's what we do. With the devotion devotees, you become selfless. And again, whatever again, without any pride, you kill pride. The abhiman will go away. You become simple, humble, down to earth. You'll try yourself, devotees, to be free from blame and sin because you'll be learning what is right from what is wrong and try to prevent that. You begin to become clever and wise, which everybody should strive towards becoming. Knowledge is power. Do not mix up the academic with the spiritual. Right? When you get knowledge, devotees, it will uplift you. And you become an ever-loving individual, loving every creature of God's creation. 84 lakh, you need the 8,400,000. But again, to do this here, you had to become a vegetarian because you had to practice ahimsa. You will not want to hurt another creature. You will not want to, devotees, kill another creature. And you will love the company of saintly people. You don't ever saying, birds of a feathers flock together? This is where you're going to find your love. Priti sada sa jana san sarga trina sambhaveshaya svarga apavarga svarga apavarga Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama O Shri Rama Jai वचन राम के सपने के पद कृपा धाम के ओ जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ जय devotees, you see, when you talk about the Brahmana here, a lot of people don't realize. You see that offering by the riverside, which is called the shaving of the Dasgat? The only time that is sanctioned for a new body to be built, that the soul could travel in, if it's done by a Brahmana, the sankal be made. Otherwise, I tell you, all them souls are stuck in the spiritual. They can't release. And it's important that we note this. I'll tell you why. As I mentioned before, anybody doing anything now, and if you don't know, you're getting fooled with it. We must be proud. We have 2 official Mahapat in this region. Right? Long one, Pandit Ramesh, who is there. And we have Pundit Uttam, the son of Pundit Tulsidas. Very important, when your loved one has died, get the correct person to do that ritual so the soul could benefit from it. Sada ko sajano ke sar ko milan ko priya priti karta hai. That person, devotees, bhakti ko paksh hat karte ko shatata ko nahi ki hota hai. Now anything devotees, you look at all issues in life as nothing. Happiness come, it bara in you. Grief come, it bara in you. You have it bara in you. It have you bara in you. That's contentment. Whatever be the situation, you are normal, same, simple, humble person. Nothing bring excessive grief or excessive love in this way. You give up devotees, this sophisticated lifestyle. I'll tell you why. The life of vanity will lure you into more materialism. And you will commit karmas that are detrimental to your karmic bank. Here Lakshman tells Guha in Ramayana, the only time a person is considered to be fully awakened from this deep slumber of this world is when you have developed an aversity for materialism. It's only then you're considered fully awake. Right? Isi prakar ke, because look at the amount of time you spend in materialism. All these devotees avoiding again self-opinionated thoughts. Kama, krodha, madhalo, bahankar, lust, anger, greed, hatred, jealousy, malice, hypocrisy, envy. All this will come into you. Once you begin to come to satsang, once you start to bathe in this katha Prabhu, this knowledge will then come to you. Bhagwan Shankar says, Parvati, there is nothing greater and easier to achieve happiness whilst you're living here, to progress spiritually and materially, and to help you achieve that ultimate objective, that when the time comes to leave this body, that the soul could get moksha. Mama Anugravana Marata Kata Mamata Madamo Takara Sukha Soi Janai Chidananda Sanato Usiya Pati Ramachandra Ji Ki Jai Sharanam. पार्वती मेरे गुणवार को गान को करने के प्रीति रखो ममता मर को मोह इसको सबका त्याग करे की होता है. That person must have the love for listening to my katha. Shri Ram said to Shabari, Pratama Bhakta Sant Nagar Sangha Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga. He must sing my praises with a devoted heart, with a guileless heart, with love from its devotees, as we have had the Kirtan Mandali for the past week here, rendering so beautiful bhajans, kirtan and so on, in praises of the Lord with a guileless heart. That person should be devoted to my name. You see that name? Narad had asked Lord Ramayana, he said, I want to grant me a boon, O Lord. He said, what is that? Out of all the names you have, let the name Ram be the greatest. Let the name Ram be the greatest of all. And Shri Ram said, Aisa hi hoga, so shall it be. One should be free from worldly attachment, as I mentioned before. You learn to live in this world, but live out of it at the same time. No attachment. Free from pride, infatuation, devotees, and that peace devotees with such an individual will experience. You can't get it otherwise. Plenty people, this is a stressful world, and it will get more stressful as we continue. The easiest way to get out from stress, try to be in satsang as much as you can. Satsang devotees, if you're sick and you come satsang, you'll start to feel better. If you have worries and you come in satsang, the worries will go away. If you're tired and you come in satsang, the fatigue will go away. Right? You cannot lose in satsang. And you'll be short in Kali Yuga, maximum 2 hours. Eka ghari adhi me puriyar. You're sure you're going to get parasad? You're sure you're going to get panchamrit? You're sure you're going to get food? If you talk hard, you get to carry too. You can't go wrong. You're in a good environment. You meet with good people, devotees, right? And this is where in Kali Yuga, this bhakti will rub off very, very quickly. And getting that bhakti, devotees, you will then realize what you have been missing out all the time, right? The wrong, misleading thoughts then that you thought really should be the true objective. Now it's not so. Bhakti Swatantra Sakala Sukhakani is a minor blessing. Prem se boliye Prabhu Ramachandra ki jai. Let us beg for that gift of bhakti. Pratna sun lo hamar Prabhu, premas karta pukar Prabhu, dijo bhakti ke daan Prabhu, pratna sun lo hamar Prabhu, pratna sun lo hamar Prabhu, प्रेमस करता पुकार प्रभु, दीजो भक्ति के दान प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु। दिल फंसा है काली के जाल में, अंधेरे से हम पुकारते आपसे, ओ दिल फंसा है काली के जाल में, अंधेरे से हम पुकारते आपसे, एक बार ताब लो प्रभु, मन का दीप जलाओ प्रभु, तोड़िए न आशा के धार प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु, प्रेमस करता पुकार प्रभु, दीजो भक्ति के दान प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु। प्रहलाद हरिश्चंद्र ने सत्य वचन व्रत धारे, ओ प्रहलाद हरिश्चंद्र ने सत्य वचन व्रत धारे, गौतम ऋषि नारी अहिल्या, गौतम ऋषि नारी अहिल्या, कर गए सदन कसाइए, ओ प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु, प्रेमस करता पुकार प्रभु, दीजो भक्ति के दान प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु, प्रार्थना सुन लो हमार प्रभु। बोलो अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। Tonight, devotees, brings us to an end to the 7 nights of Ramayana Yagya, organized and hosted by the Mandir, which is done on an annual basis. We are proposing that next year, if God spares us, by His grace and mercy, instead of Ramayana, we will have Bhagavad. But remember, every Thursday night we have satsang in the temple. This Wednesday coming is full moon, it's Raksha Bandhan. We'll have satsang and Bharat in the evening. Get your children to come and be part of the mandir. Don't wait till they get big to bring them. You're supposed to start devotees as a baby. Let them come in. So, blessed we are on this occasion. I am blessed to have this privilege to be with you for these 7 nights and in this holy environment of satsang and with you bhaktas and devotees in satsang. As we come to the end, devotees, we want, no way you could express words of thanks to people who have made this possible, because it's only because of your contribution, be it cash or kind or whatever. It's only because, again, of your presence here tonight, every night in fact, that the satsang has been so vibrant. We say, thanks to Mr. Premchand Babulal, right? As Janet celebrates her birthday today, and she sponsored all the parasad yesterday, right? Himrat Singh sponsored the food and the parasad tonight from Tamana area. Thanks very much to them. So it's important that we express thanks. You must have gratitude. You cannot be Nimakarama, as you say. But before I call upon our president to express thanks, being with us for the 7 days is Pandit Sanjeev, very aspiring and young Pundit, and well known and well, perform his duty with all due ceremony and order. I want to ask him to bless this audience tonight. Pandit Sanjeev.
Pandit Bhownath ji, spiritual head and presiding Vyaas over this Yagya. Pandit Veda, Pandit Uttam, all other Brahmanas and Pandits who may be present. The Shrotas who have sat for Puja, not only tonight but all other nights gone by. The Bhajan group seated on stage, all bhaktas and devotees in attendance and viewing on the Mandir's live stream. Jai Sitaram to all. Firstly, I wish to express my humility and gratitude to the members of the Mandir and Pandit Bhownath for allowing me the opportunity once more to join with you in this Yagya, to perform Puja and to listen the beautiful kathas of the Holy Scriptures. So, as with everything, the Yagya is about to come to an end or has come to an end. And as we prepare to depart, let us take one moment just to remind ourselves of what we should take with us. Do not let the Yagya end when you depart, because remember, this is about developing. This Ramcharitramanas is said to be a Bhakti Marg scripture, which creates that devotion to the feet of Bhagwan in us. So as we prepare to depart, let us install Sri Ram in the seat of the heart, as Tulsidas himself says, Tulsidas Sadahari Chera, that he's the eternal Chela of Sri Ram. Ki Jai Nata Hridaya Mahadera, that he asks also, he's the Chela of Lord Hanuman. He asks both Lord Hanuman and Sri Ram to be seated in the heart. And seating Sri Ram in the heart, he's also to be contemplated in the mind. He says, Iti vadati Tulsidas Shankara Shesha Muni Manaranjanam Mama Hridaya Kanjani Vasa Kuru Kama Dikala Dalaganjanam. So let Sri Ram be present in mind at all times as we depart. Let us always contemplate on that lotus feet, that Sri Ram who is always in the mind of Lord Shiva. This Ramcharitramanas, remember, this is always sitting in the mind of Lord Shiva. Manas means mind as well as ocean. And so let us install Bhagwan in the mind and seat Sri Ram in the heart. Mama Hridaya Kanjani Vasa Kuru Kama Dikala Dalaganjanam. Because when Sri Ram is present in the heart and mind, through that love and devotion and contemplation, all of the negatives of the age of Kali Yuga, the lust, greed, anger, hatred, jealousy, pride, ego, all of these, they cannot be close when Sri Ram is present with us. So with that in mind, seeking that blessing, let us clasp hands for a few moments as we seek the presence and protection and blessings of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Hari Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nataya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We also pray to offer a prayer to Lord Shiva, as one cannot be, as Tulsidas ji has said, one cannot be a devotee of Sri Ram without being a devotee of Lord Shiva. Hari Om Vamange cha vibhati bhudar sutta deva pagamastake Bale bala vidurgale chagaralam yasyurasi vyaladat soyam bhuta vibhushana suravara sarvadipa sarvada Sharva Sarvagata Shiva Shishinibha Shri Shankara Patumam. We offer prayer to Lord Hanuman, who is described as the jewel or the crest jewel on the mala, the great Mahamala, that is the Ramcharitramanas. Hari Om Ghoshpadi Krita Varisham Masaki Krita Rakshasam Ramayana Mahamala Ratnam Vande Nilatmajam. एक बार बोलो श्री रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, जय जय सीताराम.
Thank you very much, Brother Sanjeev, for always obliging with us in any issue that we have here in Mandir, Yagyas, and even for any issue that I'm not here, is very willing once he has the time to come and oblige. Tonight, devotees, do you remember the Brahmana's blessing is important for any yag to be fulfilled. And we are blessed tonight to have with us, we have Pundit Veda, who has come to join us, and I must ask him to offer a word of blessing. We had been at his temple, and you remember the nice hospitality that was extended to us there. Pundit Veda.
सियापति रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, नवदुर्गा देवी माता की जय. Pandit Bhownath Maraj ji, Vyaas, officiating at the 7 nights, the spiritual leader of the Mandir, the Sant Nagar Mandir, here in Sandigrandi. Pandit Uttam, to my right, and Pandit Sanjeev, and to all the other Pandits, my humble pranams. It gives me great pleasure to be here this evening on the invitation of this Mandir, to be here to share in this very, very powerful night in particular. Sitting besides Guruji, it is a bask nectar of concentrated source of none other than the Ramcharitmanas that is being expounded onto us. And in summary this evening, we learned the meaning of the word satsang and the power of satsang. And that nectar, what it means to our soul and our soul's existence. Babaji gave a example this evening about the king who would have offered the flower onto the feet of Bhagavan Krishna. And he also made a reference about all those who made the journey to come here to be in this mandir, and those of you who decided to join online to share in the experience and the bliss of this poetic Ramcharitmanas that gives us the strives to remove the negative karmas that we would have created in previous lives as well as this life. There's a mantra that goes, Yo pam pushpam Veda, puspavan prajavan pashuman bhavati, ya evam Veda, yo pama yatanam Veda. It means the offering, the nectar, the sweetness of the flower that I picked to offer to you. May that be the love that is expressed from within our heart. And that is what we offer to the Lord. The sweet bhakti, the devotion, the manner in which we offer it. And that is what matters to the Lord. In Bhagavan Sri Krishna's words himself, Mantram Pushpam Palam Toyam, the one who offers me one drop of water with love, one leaf with love, one flower with love. To that devotee, I am the closest. So with that said tonight, I hope that the message that is expounded onto us, where our karmas are recorded by Chitragupta, who is recording the actions on our shoulders during this life on earth. It is recorded on that script that Baba spoke about. And it is reported at the time when the soul exits the body and it is time to be judged by the god of death, Yamraj ji. That transmission of actions which is transmitted to Yamraj ji, it is that those are the moments in which we would decide if our soul is recycled into coming back, or if we are able to experience the bliss with our Bhagwan himself. So, my wish for you all who are listening, who are here and who are joining on, may what you have learned over the past 7 nights and tonight in particular, cleanse your heart, cleanse your soul, so that you're able to achieve that bliss from when we ought to be joined with that Paramatma. So I join with you all this evening in a simple prayer as we close. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Swasti Na Indro Vedashravaha Swasti Na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti Na Staksho Varishchanimahi Swasti No Brahaspadra Dhatu Om Bhadram Karani Shundryama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatraha Sriyangai Sustavagam Sastanobhi Yashema Devahidam Yadayahu Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Rudraya Namaha Sri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jai Ram Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you very much, Babaji, Pandit Veda, for gracing us with your presence and also showering your blessings. We are blessed to have you with us tonight. Pandit Devan also coming from quite Belmont. It's so nice. He always greets us whenever we have Yagya. If you have a Yagya in Cedrus, you go down there, you go see him down there too. Right? So really thankful for you all. All bhaktas, devotees who have come from far near, I said. We have relatives coming from Quite Enterprise, Raghunaran Road, the Tulsidas, they are bhaktas and devotees. Their father kept a lot of Bhagavad and all these things and so on. And so many of you have come from far near. It's a great blessing to make our Yagya a success. As I said, it is important that we extend thanks. But before we do so, the person who contributed personal food tonight is Mr. Himraj Singh, right, from Tamana. He had his birthday, he and his mom, Miss Dolly Sicharan, sponsored same. But he celebrates his birthday today with Jeanette. Happy birthday to you. It says the original Vishwanath Mandir in San Chiquito. And when you're going on the hill on the left side, they hosted a 3 nights Utsav festival for the Ganesh Utsav, right? Thursday the 21st of September to the 23rd. Pandit Videsh, he will be at the Bedi, and Pandit Vinesh from Aruka will officiate. Please remember the date. So I pass you over to management, who will do the bidding. Our President, Mr. Navin Singh.
Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai. Our most revered Vyaas Ji, Pandit Bhownath Maraj, the spiritual head of the Sant Nagar Hindu temple. To Pandit Sanjeev Maharaj, our officiating Pandit at the Bedi during the course of this Yagya. Our visiting Pandit, Pandit Veda Prasad, Pandit Uttam Sharma, Pandit Dirnarain, Mr. Lalan Dubey, to our now Mr. Ramlal, Shrotas here tonight, and in the interest of time, all our in-house groups, devotees who have come from near and far, and to the viewing public on our live stream. Sitaram, most welcome to each and every one of you. Tonight brings the culmination of our 7-night Ramayana Yagya that has been hosted by the management committee in tribute to the 400th tribute anniversary to Sant Mahatma Tulsidas for the celebrated works that he has done during his time on earth with respect to the Sri Ram Charita-manas, the most celebrated works that is so much loved by Hindus across the globe. This year, in tribute to him, the management committee, in consultation with Pandit Bhownath, has considered very easily to host this Yagya, to once more elevate our lives spiritually and empower us more than before in this age that we live, towards gaining the necessary tools and advantage in these trying times. Very appropriate for the times in which we live. And we thank none other than our Vyaas Ji for expounding so eloquently, efficiently, and practically during the course of these 7 nights. We at this Mandir, and by extension members of the community, and for the benefit of all the viewers who are looking on live, they have the added merit of benefiting from these kathas that Pandit Bhownath so expeditiously and expertly officiate for us to benefit. Pandit Bhownath is an exponent of Ramayana Katha. For many years, he has distinguished himself in Ramayana singing and reading, and it is public knowledge that he is very competent in what he does. Let us all give him a resounding round of applause. We at Sant Nagar here, and specific to the Sant Nagar Hindu Temple, we have a gem in Pundit Bhownath. And it is not only our admission, but it is the general feedback across the land. We have had visiting temples, members and devotees from across the land during the course of these 7 nights, and the feedback has been overwhelming. It has been positive and inspiring us. His contribution to Sanatan Dharma is what elevates us and inspires us to do what we here to do what we do on a daily basis. And so we always look for opportunities to do more. As he has already alluded, he has signaled the intent and our ambition to really host a really Mahayagya next year, to which you will hear more in the coming months. So thank you, Pundit Bhownath, in this regard. And most competently, our officiating Pundit at the Bedi, Pundit Sanjeev, is not only committed in words, but he has demonstrated so efficiently, both in the past and present here today. And we want to thank you, Panditji, for your blessings, your guidance, and your support as you have always rendered. So thanks very much to you. To our visiting Pundits tonight and in the past, we thank you, both present and who are absent here, for blessing this Yagya, as Pundit Bhownath has so rightly explained. Our Shrotas who have sit and participated in devotion, we have given the opportunity to many devotees, not only members of the mandir, but members of the congregation, members of the community, so that this Yagya has been a benefit to each and every one of you. Take advantage of the opportunity whenever it avails, as this has been the case. So we thank all of you. May that merit be the blessing that you so deserve. To all our in-house groups, especially the Sant Nagar Ramayana Committee, Kirtan group, our live stream group, our ladies group, especially our Sant Nagar Hindu Youth group, you have demonstrated in more ways than one and in more than before the efficiency, the productivity, and the camaraderie in how we associate and conduct ourselves in managing a Yagya of this magnitude. The management committee wish to recognize your efforts in a very tangible way, in addition to alluding to it as I am doing now. The management committee wish to express our profound thanks to the ladies group, who has been very effective as always in preparing the mandir in many ways than one, prior to and even during the course of the Yagya. The preparations of the meals, the packaging, especially the distribution as well, complemented by the Sant Nagar Hindu Youth group. It has been demonstrated more than before, and I think all of you who have been present here over the nights would agree that the Sant Nagar Hindu Youth group is really a force to be reckoned with. You would see on a nightly basis the efficiency and the maturity in which they have supported the Yagya, be it at the welcoming entrance, be it by the distribution of the meals, in the background, the preparation and the packaging of the parasad, and a very efficient aid to Mr. Ramlal in the setting up of the puja paraphernalia on a nightly basis. We want to recognize them very, very much tonight, and I ask you all to give them a special round of applause. The Sant Nagar Ramayana and Chautal Gol, very energetic and effective as always. This year, as always, we have been complimented by visiting groups from the various temples, and we have acknowledged them, and we wish to acknowledge them in their absence here tonight. But tonight, I really want to pay special tribute to the musicians, the kirtan singers, the dolak players, and all those who have supported the group tonight and in the past. Mr. Ishrar Bisai single-handedly is managing the effectiveness of our audio system, and I think he deserves a special round of applause. The Bisai family in particular has been selfless in their service at this Monday, and time would not permit to really elaborate on the details. But Ishrar's brother Rishi Bisai and his son Richie, together with members of the youth group, has been always progressive in the service that they are doing at the Mandir, and with specific reference to our audio and visual capability. This Mandir is full of the technical capability to bring the message across, not only to the community, but to the homes of hundreds, thousands, and millions of devotees throughout the world. We have viewers and feedback from devotees as far as Bogota in Colombia, Virginia in the USA, New York, places of Guyana, even right here as far south in Rosilac and other places. All because of the live stream capability headed by Mr. Rishi and Richie Bisai. Please give them a special round of applause. I must recognize our in-house now, Mr. Ramesh Ramlal, and his able assistant, Mr. Lalan Dubey. They have really pulled all resources together to ensure that this Yagya has been ready way in advance. And nightly, even during the day, they have committed themselves in the service that they do, which is of a selfless nature that is looking for no reward in return. We recognize that, and no amount of compensation could really adequately compensate them for the service that they do. But we really beg that the Lord really bestow His grace upon them all, and including all those who have supported the Mandir, whether it is in cash, whether it is in kind, whether it is in service, whether it is in seva, whether it is in a word of motivation or inspiration. We thank each and every one of you, both individually and collectively, and we beg that may the Divine Lord be upon each and every one of you. The management committee is not only expressing this appreciation by mere words, but through our secretary and other members of the management committee, we'll be meeting with each and every one of you individually before you leave to really give a small token of appreciation that is tangible in nature, so that you can have it to take with you back at home for merely attending or supporting us in whatever way you have done so in the past. Your presence here means a whole lot to us, as it is more to you, for the blessings comes to those who are simply present in this mandir to really listen or to benefit from the kata Pundit Bhownath has just expounded. So this token is also to highlight the fact that this mandir is observing for this year 85 years anniversary, 85 years in existence, and we want to recognize all those, both past and present, for the contribution they have done towards the development of this institution for both the present and future generation. So please be advised. All right, so just to acknowledge one more point, the provision of police and security has been done on a nightly basis, both in the physical appearance by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in Sangre Grande, and we wish to acknowledge their presence in addition to the police patrol that they have been doing nightly for the duration of this Yagya. So we want to thank them in their absence, and we will also be reaching out to them subsequently. So thank you very much for your listening attention, and we all pray as we come to the conclusion of tonight's Yagya that may the blessings and the merits of this Yagya be upon each and every one of you, and may we all really devote ourselves to Bhagwan Sri Ram as he continue to be the guiding light in our lives that we so richly deserve. So Sitaram, and may you all remain blessed.
Thank you very much, our President, Navin Singh. At this time, we'll have devotees Hawan, and then our closing arati. Bear with us a few minutes more. We don't normally go late, but it is the last night. Let me remind you, we have been hosting our Ram Leela celebrations at the ground of the Sant Nagar Hindu School That will be from the 20th of October to the 30th. So whilst Havan is in progress, devotees, as Pundit conducts Havan, we have praises. प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना। हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम। सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी, सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी। मेरी जाऊंगी तुझको बड़े गगरी। हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना। ना हमें बल है ना हमें बुद्धि, ना हमें बुद्धि। ना हमें बल है ना हमें बुद्धि, ना हमें बुद्धि। ना हमें धन है ना हमें शक्ति, ना हमें भक्ति। ना हमें धन है ना हमें शक्ति, ना हमें भक्ति। हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम। सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी, सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी। मेरी जाऊंगी तुझको बड़े गगरी। हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना। चरण धूर से तारे अहिल्या, तारे अहिल्या। चरण धूर से तारे अहिल्या, तारे अहिल्या। दर्श करत भय मातु कौशल्या, मातु कौशल्या। दर्श करत भय मातु कौशल्या, मातु कौशल्या। ओ हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम। सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी, सुनिए मोरी रामा बिनई खमरी। मेरी जाऊंगी तुझको बड़े गगरी। हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना, प्रभु जी हमें भव सागर पार करना। अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय। We welcome back devotees. The Rudal sings what made devotees a long trip to India and pilgrimage. Right? They have visited so many holy spaces of pilgrimage. Blessed are you all. And on behalf of the Mandir, welcome back. You can share your experience with others when you chat with them. The youth group is embarking on a mission to collect stationeries for needy children. There's a box downstairs, pencils, copybooks, all these things and so on. What you may have or you wish to bring, it is for children who need them. So it's a great gift that you can also give devotees, and it's not that expensive. So God bless you. Let us now stand, please, as we join in our Purna Huti of final offering and Arti as we close this night's year. Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vasishtate Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Chama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadhana Muastute Om Dung Durgaya Namaha Purnahuti Vaira Purnam Gumbhyo Namaha Swaha. Water 3 times. Sarvapa parang dibyam gangyang nirmalang jalang achmanyang achmanyang achmanyam. Arti. Om yani kani chapapani janamantar gretanita tani tani vinashanti pradakshina parye parye. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित
ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद
गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद
सुख सनकादिशेष अरुषारद
सुख सनकादिशेष अरुषारद
पवन सुत कीरति की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
संतत गावत शंभु भवानी अर्घत शम भव मुनि विज्ञानी
संतत गावत शंभु भवानी अर्घत शंभव मुनि विज्ञानी
व्यास आदि कवि पुंग बखानी
व्यास आदि कवि पुंग बखानी काव कुसुमति गरुड़ की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथ तन को रस
चारों वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथ तन को रस
तन मन धन सन तन की सर्वस
तन मन धन सन तन की सर्वस
सम्मत सभी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
अलिमल हरनि विषय रस की सुभग श्रृंगार मोकी युवती की
कलमल हरनि विषय रस की शुभग श्रृंगार मोती युवती की
और निरोग भव मोरियमी के ललित सियपी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की,
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी। कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी। कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी।
बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम। बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम।
बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम। बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम।
और बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम। बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम। बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
और बोलो श्री राम राम जय जय राम।
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 बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम। बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम। बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय राम।
बोलो सीता राम जय 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 जय राम।
बोलो श्री सीता राम सीता राम सीता राम जय।
सीता राम।
बोलो श्री सीता
राम सीता राम। सीता राम जय सीता राम।
बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम।
राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम।
बोलो श्री
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम। राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम। सीता राम जय सीता राम। राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम।
प्रेम से बोलिए श्री मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय। Devotees, as we close, we humble ourselves in prayerful submission once more, giving thanks to Bhagavan again for this opportunity that we have had. For this devotees 7 nights, we had the blessed privilege to take a bath in this fathomless lake of nectar, the Sri Ramcharitra-manas. As we do so, devotees, the process of life is like this. We come into this world, we'll grow up, we'll grow older, all these things. We don't know what will happen. We have a devotee. She hails from quite Mafikin in Mayaro side. And devotees, they're always here very ardently in this temple. She's not well, she's at the hospital. We want to beg Bhagavan His mercy upon her, that may she have a quick recovery once more. Our previous member of this mandir, Mr. Balu Nandlal, he is also down under the weather. Again, age has cropped up. We beg of Bhagavan's blessings on him. These are people who possess the bhakti. You have Dr. Sagar Mahabir from Coal Mine. He was the only one who did a very good taping of the Ram Leela for us, the 11 days, edited and all these things and so on. Dr. Sagar Mahabir, he also is under the weather. He would have been here. He told me, he said, look, I'm sorry I can't be here. I said, this is where the technology comes in for you. You can't come, you can look at it on the Facebook page. But God bless you to come, get up and come. So we beg Bhagwan's mercy upon all. Let us join as we give thanks. Hari Om. Punya Papa Harang Sada Shivarakaram Vijnana Bhakti Pradam Maya Moha Bhaya Pahangsa Vimalang Prerambhu Purang Shubhanam Sri Ramacharitra-manas Samidang Bhakta भक्त्य को वगाहन्ति ते संसार पतंग घोर किरणौ दहन्ति नो की मानवा आदुराम तपो बनारी गमनं अत्वा मिर्गाकांक्षणं वैदेही हरणं जटायुमरणं सुग्रीव संभाषणं बाली निर्ग्रहणं समुद्र तरणं लंकापुरी दाहनं पश्चाद रावण कुंभकर्ण हरम एत्वादि रामायणं शनो मित्रा शनो वरुणा शनो वौत्वयार्यमा शनो इंद्रो बृहस्पति शनो विष्णुरुर्क्रमा पापोहम पाप कर्महम पापात्मा पाप शंभुत्राहिमं पुंडरीकाक्षं सर्व पापरो हरे मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तहीनं जनार्दनं यर पूजितं मया देवो परिपूर्णा ततस्तमे मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुर्वजम मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनोहरि गणपति गिरिजा वृषभाध्वजं छन्मुखो नन्दी मुख धीम धीमा मनुजमाल त्रिशूल मृगस्वचं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम ऋग्वेद यजुर्वेद सामवेद अथर्वण चारो वेद कल्याण आशीर्वाद त्वमेव माता
च पिता
ओ त्वमेव बन्धो
सखा
ओ त्वमेव विद्या
द्रविणं
त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ओम शांति 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 Hari Om. Praise and victory with power devotees. प्रेम से बोलिए बरियारा पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु रामचंद्र के, उमापति महादेव के, पवन पुत्र हनुमान के, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी के, आदि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता के, प्रेम से सत्य सनातन धर्म के, संत महात्मा तुलसीदास जी महाराज के, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की, सकल पंच की जय जय। आपकी आसन लीजिए. Kindly be seated. Please be reminded that you stay where you are. Arti, Panchamrit, Prasad will all come to you. And we do thank you very, very much. We do look forward to you again. Remember, Wednesday evening we have Sant Nagar Brat Katha, and you're most welcome to come and join with us. We try that our activities will not go later than 9. Tonight being the last night with a few extras. We run over a few minutes. God bless you.